Good morning, everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. Today, I want to discuss with you guys how to get over the fear of cold calling. A lot of people are scared to do it, very apprehensive. I know when I had my first cold calling job a very, very long time ago, I was scared to pick up the phone, scared I'd get hung up on, scared people would be, screaming at me. And in the hundreds of thousands of cold calls that I've done over the last probably 10 years, I've been screamed at like once, sworn at maybe one time. So it's not as big of a problem as you think it's going to be. So, how you get over the fear? Uh, Practical thing you can do: call current customers, call friends, family, people in your network, talk about your products and services. Get used to that kind of pattern of interrupting somebody with an unexpected conversation to talk about your products or services. It's not quite a cold call. You know they're highly likely to answer the phone and have that discussion with you. Number two, you need to understand that there is nothing bad that can happen from you making a cold call. You're not going to get shot. You're not going to get blown up. You're not going to go to jail. There's really nothing bad that can happen. The worst thing somebody can do is hang up on you, which, in my opinion, isn't bad at all because they're not going to waste your time. Hang up, great. I'm on to the next call. Also, understand what happens if cold calling is successful. You're going to grow your business. You're going to earn more money in commission. You're going to get, more customers. So there is no downside to doing it. You may run into rough patches where you are going to have a lot of no answers, a lot of voicemails, a lot of people not interested. If you're noticing that consistent pattern of people not being interested, then you need to take a look at, number one, how you're opening the call. Go back to my video about how to open a cold call there. And are you cold calling the right people? Do you have the right ICP? Does your solution solve a problem that ICP or ideal customer profile consistently has? Because you don't want to waste time calling people who don't need what you have. That leads me into number four, I believe. Understand that, or have the mindset that some people will be glad that you called. I have done cold calls. People said to me, "I'm so glad that you called. I'm actually in the market for that." When I was calling for insurance, I used to work at a commercial insurance brokerage, and I was cold calling C-suite executives at large companies. So your CFO, your VP finance, your CEO of companies with 50 or 100 plus employees. And very often, well, number one, nobody was ever disrespectful to me on the calls because you're calling professionals. They're representing their business. They're not going to swear at you or scream at you or hang up on you. Very often, they were very polite. I'm, with my current broker, I'm very happy. Please remove me from the list. Okay, have a great day. And don't call them again, because that's when people get upset and will start to get ignorant with you. So if somebody doesn't want to be called again or they're not interested, take them off your list. Or they may start to get ignorant on the fourth or fifth or sixth call after they've told you no. If people said to me, look, I have a relationship with my broker or my current vendor for 15 years, 20 years. It's a family member, it's a best friend that does my insurance. I completely understand. Thank you for letting me know. Move on. I have found very often when there is a relationship like that, family member, or they've been in that relationship for a very long time, it's best to move on and not try and win there. I want to spend my time trying to find somebody who maybe has a pain point or a problem and is more receptive to switching. So once again, mark that as unqualified in your CRM and move on, find somebody else. Uh, Very often people would say to me, "Oh no, we're good. We have insurance." Hey, I'm glad to hear you have insurance. That's important. When do you renew? Oh, I don't renew until August. It's September right now. No worries. Is it okay with you if I reach back out to you 3 months prior, in maybe May, if I have my dates correct, in May, to take the conversation from there? 9 out of 10 times, I got a yes, and I would call back in May and get that appointment. So understand that people, especially in B2B, they are representing their business. They need to be professional on the phone. They don't want to have a reputation for screaming or swearing, and that's just not how professionals conduct themselves. So don't ever worry about that happening. And over time, once you start cold calling, keep logs in your CRM, log every call, log every contact status, and you're going to understand that over time, the numbers tell the story. So if I do 1,000 calls and I get 10 appointments, mathematically I need to do 100 calls to get 10 appointments. And if I convert 3 of those 10 appointments into a deal and I make, let's say, $1,000 per deal, then every time I pick up the phone, I'm basically making $3. So that's a very motivating factor when you know, like, every time I pick up the phone, answer, not interested, voicemail, it's making me $3, although it's not directly putting $3 in your pocket, but over time, that's what the numbers will make you. So those are a few tips or some motivating factors to pick up the phone and start calling. I'm not a big fan of sticking to a script or feeling robotic. At the end of the day, I'm calling people who speak English. I'm in North America. I'm calling people in North America. I want to have a conversation and build a connection with them. Very often, I've gone completely off subject with people. I've called the brand where I'm a customer of, or something happened in their town or city, and I discuss that with them and build that rapport, and they start to like you and say, you know what, maybe you're somebody I want to do business with. So don't feel like you need to stick to a script and be robotic. You're a person connecting with a person. I used to have a VP of sales who I had a lot of respect for, and he taught me a lot. And he had a line that really resonated with me, and it's very simple. Everything starts with a conversation. And unless you start that conversation, nothing's going to start. So today, I urge you guys, if you're looking to grow your business, if you're a salesperson or a business owner, pick up the phone and make some calls and see where it leads you. Work out of a CRM, log those calls, do your follow-ups, and over time you're going to have a good pipeline built up that's going to help you grow your business or help you hit your sales quota as a salesperson. Another tool that this VP taught me, he joined a company I was working at as an account executive, and we did not have a phone culture at all. Everybody was emailing or doing LinkedIn or trying to go to trade shows. So what he did is we started our workday at 8 and ended at 5. He implemented a program called 11 by 11. That's 11 cold calls by 11 a.m. Now, it's not 11 conversations. That's just pick up the phone 11 times. You may have 2 or 3 conversations, and that's 3-4 cold calls an hour. Cold calls really don't take long. That massively exploded our pipeline. The pipeline grew really fast from doing that, and it got the reps in the pattern of making calls. I was calling before he joined because I've always called, but very often reps would start at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and they're like, oh, it's 9:15, I've already done 11 calls, let's keep this momentum, and people would hit 40, 50 calls. So put a structure like that in place for yourself. Set up a queue in your CRM and say, okay, I'm going to get 20, 40, 50 dials in before I get up and move on to my next task. So you can also block off windows for cold calling. So in summary, in conclusion, nothing bad's going to happen to you. There's only upside in it. Pick up the phone, start dialing, and if it's not working, pivot, because the phone does work at the end of the day. That's how I've grown all of my businesses, hit quota as a sales rep in various different industries. So I hope this helps for you guys. If there's anything you are struggling with in terms of cold calling or want me to cover, please leave a comment on this video. I read every single comment. I don't get much right now, but I read them, and I will make a video covering the topic that you are struggling with. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and also comment what was helpful for you in this video, and if you make some cold calls, how they go. So thank you guys. Bye for now.